Shalom, Ozark Geek here. Well, I'm back to working on the solar panel project, and I'm kind of going in stages. So you'll see how it's looking here. The idea is going to be eventually having 9 panels through here. Each of these panels are 300 watts a piece. Last video I did, I showed you the all-in-one power unit that I had. And currently this panel here is feeding power into that, and I've got the output from that panel coming into this box here for a PV combiner box. So I'll have each of the hopefully I can move my hand out of the way, get the shadow. So I'll have each of the solar panel sets come in here. This will allow 4 sets to come in. I'm only going to have 3. These here will be the power going out to the shed with the input unit, and I've got a breaker here for power on it. I believe these are 20 watt, maybe 30 watt breakers. But the process of putting them on, I'll go through that with you for some logic. I'm open to suggestions, but this seems to be the best way that I've been able to come up with. Part of my problem in designing this, putting this together, is I'm renting a property where I'm at. It's not my property, so I can't really do anything that's permanently mounted. And if I mount it permanently, it stays if I remove, and I do not want this to stay. So, that being said, I'm going to try to build this with I'd like to have 4x4 posts coming up on the sides here to be able to lean this up at an angle and bolt it into the 4x4 and change the angle over the year. Until I can make that happen, I'm going to use T-posts. Put T-posts in the ground. 2 sets of T-posts for each of these. And looking down here on the bottom, you see I've got a 1.25" tube with a gap there, and the channel here is called super strut, and the solar panels are going to mount to the super strut, and I'll show you how that's going to work here in just a second. Let me find one. Oh. All right. Okay, so what I've done is, the last time I had the solar system together, I had them mounted with the Z brackets on the panels, mounted through here and here, and then I just overlapped a Z bracket from one to the next one. Well, on this one, these panels are 39 inches wide, and the super struts are 10 foot, 120 inches. So I don't have enough room to overlap them like I did. So what I've done is started to turn the brackets. I haven't turned this one yet, but this actually will be faced in that direction. And so I'll put a super in the strut there. These cam lock things here, they will go in and turn. The spring is just to kind of help keep it in place while you get it located, but there, kind of will go like that. The bracket here, I'll line it up, put the bolt down in there, and tighten it up. Kind of look like that when it's all said and done. And based on my calculations from the first one, I'll have about 1 inch, maybe 1.5 inches at the most on the outside of the panel at the end of each strut, if I can get them to mount together. I'm going to mount or wire these 3 in series. So I'm going to have 3 sets, ultimately we have 3 sets of 3, and I'll wire them in parallel going into the panel box here. And then I'll just have 1 set of wires, a positive and negative, going from here over into the shed and wired into the all-in-one unit. So that's what I'm working on today. That's how it's looking. If I can find some real cheap, I'm going to buy a couple more 300 watt panels so that I'll have a total of 9 panels. And that would give me 2,700 watts. The all-in-one unit will support 3,000 watts. So I'm good there. I'm not going to overproduce for that box. And so that's what we're working. It is what? Not even the middle of April right now. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And from where you're seeing, the sun is at that angle. So this is out in the open. Even if I left them laying flat, it should give me sufficient sunlight through most of the summer. And we'll see what happens from there. Other options I'm mulling over is just getting a bunch of cinder blocks. Putting the cinder blocks like 2 high on this end, 3 or maybe 4 high on this end, and balancing them then. If I ever want to adjust the angle, I'll just remove cinder blocks out from this side here, and then I'll have screw anchors that will go in, and I'll tighten them up, and that will help. I'll wrap them around the super struts, and that will help hold the panels to the bottom side in the wind. And I'm not going to say it's going to last all the time, but 3 of these panels as a set was laying on the ground this week, and we just had 65-mile-an-hour winds come through. And I had a bunch of stuff that moved in various places around the yard, but those panels stayed right there, even just sitting on the ground like they are. So that's a start. Anyway, that's what I'm up to today. Hope your day is doing great, and be blessed. And hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And if you got any questions or comments, please leave them below. Shalom, Ozark Geek out.